Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Hemingway Jones, and this is our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals, and journaling. Pretty much everything to do with self-expression. I'm coming to you from the library, which is a perfect place to do this. And today I'd like to talk about something very special. The idea is that fountain pens are instruments of expression. We express ourselves through our writing. What about how we express ourselves through the pens themselves? So I'm very happy to have you all here with me, and I know many of you have been following this channel as we evolve. I'm trying to give you very in-depth and interesting perspectives on this hobby. I'm going to continue doing the pen reviews and the ink reviews and all of that. But within that, I also want to speak a little bit more philosophically, if you will, about why we do what we do, or what my opinions are on certain things. Things like why I would choose a certain ink or a certain nib, and the sort of associations that go with that. So I want to take a really intense look at some of these topics and just sort of talk about them and get your feelings on them. You see, there's a certain threshold with why even use a fountain pen to begin with. And I see this a lot over on my TikTok channel, where I get a lot of people that aren't following the channel, and they'll come on a video that they may have seen and they don't really understand the context, and they're like, well, why don't you just use a Bic pen? So they're still kind of in that world, and maybe that's a great place to be, because they're not obsessing over whether or not the Lamy Safari or the TWSBI Eco is the best beginner pen the way that we are. I'm sure they're obsessing over other things. Everybody has their hobby. But to most people, when you say pen, they think this, the disposable Bic pen or some sort of rollerball or whatnot. But once you take the leap into a particular type of expression, where you're now thinking about smoothness on your nibs, or certain colors of pens, certain nib sizes, all these different attributes that make up all of our pens that we love so much. So this is almost about the aesthetics of pens, if you will. So when you're expressing yourself, you're also expressing yourself by your particular choice of pen, picking just the right pen for the right purpose. And this is what I'd like to get into now. So this is my thought process on this. Say you're about to go close on a house purchase, or your book is about to be published and you're going to sign with your publisher, or you want to sign the registry for when you're getting married. You're going to do something very, very important. You're probably putting on one of your best shirts, your best jacket, beautiful slacks, a nice pair of dress shoes. You're thinking about every element of your presentation, your hair, your glasses, everything else. So why wouldn't you also reach for a pen that makes you feel confident within that moment? And for me, it would be one of my heavy hitter pens, something like the Montblanc 149. That is probably my go-to big deal pen. When I'm signing mortgage documents in my professional life, I frequently use it. Anything important in my personal life, I'll use it. Now I pull it out also when I journal, but it's most especially during those times when I reach for it, because there's a certain confidence that comes with that pen. It's a strong pen, it's a classic style, it has an incredible nib that writes very well and always writes when you need it to. So you take those scenarios, and the Mont Blanc Meisterstück 149 isn't the only option. I might take my Egyptomania if it's more of an artistic endeavor, if I'm signing up for the publisher or something like that, for instance. I might take the Cartier Diablo, as I have when I go to meet with some people that I know are particularly how do you say, maybe embellished with flashy watches and really expensive clothes and things. I might take the Cartier Diablo because I know they'll appreciate it. And it's almost a way of showing that I understand the way they present themselves. But also, if you're thinking pure business, you have other options too, like the Pilot Custom 823, which is a very precise writer that holds a lot of ink, incredibly reliable, and has a beautiful presentation. Similarly, the Sailor 1911 Large with that gorgeous 21 karat nib, a very classic pen. It's kind of hard to tell those three apart, the 149, the 1911, and the 823 on a quick glance. They're a bit similar. Take something like the Schaefer Legacy. That is a very businessy pen. I almost feel like Juan Trippe in his Art Deco office in the Chrysler Building working for Pan American Airlines when I use that pen. It has that mid-century modern but all business sort of aggressive feel. So if I'm going into a particularly contentious meeting, I might take that along just to give myself a bit of confidence. Similarly, if it's not business related, I'm going to do something like journal. I might want a pen that's a bit more artistic or expressive, like the TWSBI VAX 700R, because those rainbow colors are really seductively beautiful. That nib is really flowy and it makes my handwriting look a little better than it actually is. I think when you have a lot of pens to choose from, your mind goes to which pen is right for that situation. I think it's just a natural progression once you start collecting pens. So let me know your thoughts on this. Do you have a special pen that you reserve for work, for business meetings? Do you have one at home? Do you bring a special pen with you if you're going out to dinner on a special occasion for when you're signing the check and you leave a tip amount? Do you want to have that extra confidence? Would you bring a particular pen if you were buying or selling a house? How do you feel? Am I just crazy thinking these things, or do you do this too? I'd really like to know. Let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. I hope you'll stay until the end. I always put a little surprise at the end. I make a classical music montage. I have a lot of fun making those, so I hope you get to see that as well. In the meantime, please like this video, leave me a comment. Let me know which pen you would choose for what. Which action in your life requires a special pen? I'd really love to know. And another thing, if you could pass this video on to someone else who you think would enjoy this content, I would appreciate it. It'd be great to reach a wider audience. But it is fun speaking with you weekly. I've enjoyed this thoroughly. I hope you'll stay inspired. The one bit of advice I can give you is to take 20 minutes a day, find a journal, a notebook, write down your thoughts. It has been so valuable to me from a mental health perspective, and I hope you will get a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment about it yourself. So everyone, stay inspired, and I'll see you further up the road. Take care.